Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? So I missed my posting on Sunday or on Saturday. I'm really sorry about that. I have been just like kind of going through it this week. So we'll just kind of give you an update of what's been happening. And I do have my son with me and just in the living room over here. So if you hear him at all, I do apologize for that. But I just he's with me. So okay. First things first, I do want to say we finally sold our other home. Yay! I'm so excited. We got rid of the other home. We had it up for sale. We put it up for sale in February of this year, actually. And then we got an offer in May. And this has been the craziest, long, drawn out process that I have ever experienced. But I've never sold a home before. So, it's just been kind of a lot. I guess like from what our realtor is telling us and what other people are telling us, this process that we were involved in was definitely more of a difficult one. And it's normally not this like stressful and difficult to sell your home. So it wasn't anything that we did. Also, this was like everything on, there was like a bunch of delays happening. People weren't ready. Like no one was prepared basically. So that's okay. We got it done and over with. And so I just kind of wanted to say that I'm really excited about that. We don't have to make that house payment anymore. So that house payment is now going to directly go to the student loans. So instead of us acting like we even have that payment in our hands, we are just directing it straight to the student loans every month. So that house payment was $1,089. And then we also had energy bill for over there as well. I'm not sure how much the energy bill was because my husband just paid that. But once we find out, we'll just kind of see what we're going to do with that. If we're just going to apply that to the student loans too, or what the plan is there. So with that being said, now that we have that house sold, we have a larger sum of money that we have available to us that has gone into our savings account. We need to put that into a brokerage account. So right now, we're just kind of doing our research to figure out what stocks we want to put it into and just kind of figuring out what risk we want and how long we think that we're going to keep it in there. The hope is that we will just put a large sum of money in there and we will just keep it in there for retirement. So we'll just kind of see how that goes. But I do want to talk about my net worth, though. So let's do a net worth update, but I've never actually told you guys my net worth before. So this will be the first time that you guys are seeing and hearing about what my net worth is. My husband and I's combined, I should say. I see other people who have made net worth videos before, and they're really interesting to me. I love seeing what other people's net worth is and just how much things can affect how much you have as a net worth, if that makes sense. So I just find it really fascinating. So I would love to share mine with you guys and just kind of go from there. It is a little difficult for me to probably accurately report our net worth because my husband, he is a part owner in a business. Technically, you can include that part ownership in the business into your net worth, but I do not do that. So any of his money or anything that he has surrounding the business, investments or whatever he's got going on there, I'm not including. So it's kind of hard to say like, well, yes, we're kind of omitting some ownership in some things, but not because I like am meaning to, more so because I just don't have like the business's numbers in front of me to be able to say like what we could include. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into our net worth as a married couple in our 30s. I am in my early 30s. My husband's in his mid 30s. We have one toddler who is 3 years old. And that is kind of what we're working with right now. We do live in the Midwest. I don't know if that's helpful for anyone to know because it does kind of affect what our cost of living is, how much we're making, all of that. So we do live in the Midwest if that is helpful. For the net worth tracker here, so I just went ahead and built this net worth tracker, and I did it because one time my husband was going through a process with the business. He had to like fill some stuff out, and he had to give his net worth. So they had a whole like net worth sheet that they gave him. It was like a printout that he had to fill out. And I was like, I want to make this in digital form. Like, I know they have them, but I just wanted to incorporate it with my monthly budget spreadsheet, like as another tab. So that is what I did. I made a net worth tab in my monthly budget spreadsheet, and I just kind of keep track of it. And it's actually really interesting to kind of see where it's at. I love to kind of play around with the numbers and see like, what is it going to look like in a few years, like once this debt is paid off and whatnot. So it's been really fun to just kind of play around with it and keep it in my monthly kind of spreadsheet that I'm using. For the sake of this video, I went ahead and just rounded out all of these numbers to the nearest 1,000 or 0 or whatever it was. So looking at these, they are just like perfectly rounded out. And that is, I just did that on purpose. I didn't want to include like the actual like minuscule dollar amounts to it. That way I could just add things up pretty quickly. Okay, so let's get into our assets. So in our checking account right now, we have about $1,500. That is because we've already paid all of our bills and it is already almost halfway through the month. So we just have $1,500 to get us through the next 2 weeks. And that is just for getting our groceries, eating out, whatever kind of comes our way. We don't have to pay any bills with that. So that is nice. In our total savings account, so this is large because we just sold that house, but in our savings account, we have $79,000. Cash on hand, we have about $150. For total other investment accounts, we are going to move money from that savings into that other investment account. That'll be our brokerage. But right now, we like just got the money into our savings, so we haven't moved money around. I'm also trying to figure out, kind of with how the market is going right now, if we're going to be better off lump summing it or if we should dollar cost average it. So I'm trying to figure out what my best option is going to be there. But I'll make another video about putting the money into the brokerage, how we're planning on doing it, if we're lump summing it or dollar cost averaging it. I'll go through all of that. In our total retirement accounts for myself and my husband, we have $50,000. I think we're kind of behind. I think we're definitely behind on retirement. And I say that we're behind, but in reality, I have a pension. So right now, my pension is set to pay out, I think it's like $11,000 or $12,000 a month when I retire. So it will pay me every month until I die from my pension. So I do have like lower retirement account, but I have a pension as well. So it's kind of hard to average that out or just take it at face value, I guess. Total and other investment accounts. Oh, I have 2 of those there. Whoops, I didn't realize I did that. Homestead. So our current home that we're living in here is $220,000. That's what it's worth right now. Other real estate is 0 because we just sold that house. Our automobiles, we have about $70,000 in automobiles. This is because my husband has a nicer car that he keeps. It's in our garage. And it holds a pretty good value on it, and it's completely paid off. So we've got that. And then we also have my Volvo. My husband has a really nice diesel truck, but that's through his job. So personal property, we have $15,000 down for this. It's definitely more than that, but until I can kind of talk and figure out what all is like actually a value, we'll put $15,000. My wedding bands alone are on a little bit more of the expensive side. So if we just put in like our jewelry and our like general, like our couch and stuff like that, we're well beyond $15,000. So that's all right though. So total assets at this point without that personal property actual value is at $435,650. So for our liabilities side, this is the side where we owe money on these things. We owe $50,000 on my vehicle. We owe $46,500 on student loans. We owe $143,000 on this house that we're living in. And that brings our total liabilities to $239,500. Overall, this brings our entire net worth in our 30s to $196,150. I don't really know if that's good. Like, a lot of people will say it just kind of depends on where you're at in life, how expensive things are, and whatnot. So, I would say for me personally to look at 196,000, I feel like that's pretty decent. And I think, yeah, I just think that looking at this and calculating your net worth really helps to put into perspective of just kind of like how you're doing with things. But your net worth also doesn't define like how you are as a human or how you are as a person. Like, it's okay if you don't have a high net worth or if you have a negative net worth. Like, things all pan out as long as you have a plan. So just know that it's okay if yours is not 196,000. It's also okay if yours is like 500,000 and you're laughing at mine. Like, well, not laugh at it, but you know what I mean. So I would say that I'm pretty happy with this. The goal is that I'm 32 right now. So the goal for me personally is that by the time I hit 35, I would like to see my net worth be 350,000. I don't know why, but that 35 and 350,000, like 35, would just be really cool to me. So the plan is obviously having the student loans paid off and the vehicle paid off. And then once I've got that done, we'll just start saving. And I think we will probably be able to hit 350,000 by the time I'm 35. So we'll just kind of see what happens and go from there. But for right now, I'm coming down off of a very stressful week with everything with the house. I wanted to do more of like a what I spent in a week, but this past week it was way more stressful than I ever thought that it was going to be. So I didn't film at all because I was just basically surviving, talking with the lawyers, talking with agents, all that. So I am going to start filming tomorrow for a what I spent in a week for this coming week. And then I will post another video on Saturday as well, just to kind of do a little check-in with you guys. And we'll maybe do like a mid-month check-in. We also need to figure out, my husband and I, what we're going to do with that money from the other house, like what stocks we're going to put it in, basically. So that is all that's happening right now. I don't want to cut this too short, but I think I'm going to go and just hang out with my son. I'm finally able to relax and kind of like, after everything, we finally have the house sold. Everything's good to go. So I'm just going to relax for the next couple of days. Like I said, I'll still film what I spent in a week and we'll just kind of go from there. So thank you so much for being here, and I will see you guys in my next video.